We're back with another video. Hey, 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 hey. All right, so today we're talking about my daughter and she graduating the IEP program. So excuse the noise, that's the fan. But it took me a while to come on here and say or talk about it, about her graduating the IEP program. And if you do not know what the IEP program is, it's Intervention Early Program. So if your child has any kind of reading issues, math issues, or anything, they take a test and they see if they okay with being in the program. So they have to score a certain, I guess, at a certain area to see if they qualify. So with Sweet Pea, she did qualify for the IEP program, and it stems back to when she was smaller. Now, Sweet Pea, when she was a little bit smaller, I knew it was a problem, but as a mother, some people are scared to face it. With me, I knew it was an issue, so I wanted to get help right away. But being as though she's too small, they said that it could be just the, with her speech. And I'm like, okay, so you're probably right because she still is young. So funny story is, we was on our way down New Jersey Turnpike, and she was in the back seat in the car seat. I'm to say she was about 1 year old, and she said, "Mommy, a bird poop on your window." So I said, "A what?" She said, "Mommy, a bird poop on your window." So I said, "What?" She said, "A bird poop on your window." So I said, "Girl, I don't know what you talking about. A bird poop on my window." She said, banging on my window hard as she could possibly do, and said, "Mommy, a bird poop on your window. What the hell?" And threw up her hands like she was right. And I said, "Oh, if you could say all that, then we could go ahead and get you started in this program." So as I took her to kindergarten, the teacher says, because we knew it wasn't nothing that, was serious, but not serious, because on the second day, she could put everybody placemats in the order that they was supposed to sit from the first day to the second day. So we knew that it was okay. It was a little something, but we didn't know how bad it was. So the teacher said, every time she says something to me, she gets frustrated when I say, "Huh?" So she gets frustrated. So the teacher said, "Well, I keep trying to understand her, but I can't." I said, "Listen, as a mom, I know how you feel. Just hit her with uh-huh. Because when you keep asking her what she's saying, you're frustrating her. Just say uh-huh." So the teacher started doing just what I said, hit her with uh-huh. She said, uh-huh. She said she would skip off and would be the happiest person, because to her, she was sounding like she was saying something. To us, it sounded like the Charlie Browns, womp, womp, womp. So I'm like, my baby gonna get the help that she need, because I'm gonna be that determined. So we was in kindergarten. We was ready to start a little, I forgot the program that was there in New Jersey, but then we moved. So I had to start back at square one. And I'm like, okay. So then I sent her to the one school, which we're not going to name. But I sent her to the school. I told the principal and I told the teacher that I feel like something's wrong. They never took me serious. They kept saying nothing's wrong. I said, something is wrong. Now she's in kindergarten. Something's wrong. They kept saying nothing's wrong. I said, it is something wrong. I went up to the school 2 times and tried to get some help for my child, because I wanted to get her the education that she needed. I don't want them to just skip her by and not be educated and don't understand what she's saying, what she's supposed to know. So long story short, we in third grade. Third grade come around. In third grade, you have to show your identification saying that you live in the district. So I didn't live in the district, so I had to hurry up and switch schools, which has been my blessing since I had to switch schools. So I go to the new school. I talked to the teacher on the first day. The teacher said, "What is it that I should know?" I said, "Well, one thing you should know is she has a hard time with math and reading, and because of her reading skills is not that strong, but it's something going on to where she's not reading like she's supposed to at her age." So the teacher said, "Is there anything else?" I said, "No, she's a good kid. She doesn't, have her attention is great. No behavioral problems, so she's really good. It's just the reading." So the teacher said, "Okay." So they tried to get the information from the school. I said, "I don't know, but the other school was giving her A's and B's, but I know that wasn't possible." So the teacher was like, "Okay." So she did her own evaluation. Remind you, when we was at the other school, in order for her to go to class, what I used to do is every morning we would get to school. We would get there 15 minutes prior to anybody coming, even the buses. We was there before school started. Every morning we would sit out on the bench. Either we did hopscotch, either we did reading, or we blew bubbles. And I always told her every single day when she started at the other school, reading in school and math is not going to beat us. We're going to what? And she'd be like, "Beat it." And I said, "That's right. We're going to beat this. I said, you're not slow, you're not dumb or anything, but we're going to beat this. Don't even worry, we got this. And I'm like, we're going to be, and I'm like, how you going to pay me back for being a good mom? I tell both of my kids that. They be like, to be successful. To be successful. So if I got to blow bubbles, if I got to do this and do that every morning, I'm willing to do that. As long as it makes her happy, because if you're happy and you start off on a good day, guess what? You're going to have a good day. So I will always start off on a good day. So back to when I had to switch schools. And the teacher said, and I told her what she needed to know. And the teacher calls me back later on that day, and I'm so thankful for her. She calls me back that day. She said, you said they was giving her what? I said A's and B's, like she was an honor roll student, but I know that she wasn't. And she said, well, how? She said, how was they doing that? When she was like, they didn't send over no reports. I said, of course they didn't. She was reading 22 words when she should have been at 100 words, but she was only at 22. So I said, see, I told you something, that I knew it was something with learning. I said, but that's okay. We're going to fix it, and I'm going to be right here by her side every step of the way. We got this. So I was so thankful for the teacher, because I'm like, thank you so much for even doing what you had to do to even, to even come here and just want to do it, or just even want to help me. So I said, that's not a problem. I said, I am so thankful for you, even that you just helped me out a little bit, even just taking my concerns very serious. So flashback, they had a meeting with all the teachers and everything, and all of them came together. They found out that she did have a little bit of, I don't know what it was, but she failed a couple of her tests. And I said, see, I told you. I said, I knew. I said, but every morning, blaming myself on what did I did wrong as a mother. How did my child end up like this? Why? Why me? And I had to tell myself, why me? Is because I was built for this. I got this. My child ain't gonna be left out here like this, because guess what? If I leave her, I left myself. But I told her every morning. And one day that we used to sit out there in the new school early, before the principal, before anybody got there. We was the first cars in the parking lot every single day. And guess what? We would sit on there. We would read a dictionary. We blew bubbles. We toasted yoo-hoos every morning. We talked. We had a good time. We ran around. They probably see me on camera running, jumping, and doing everything. And remind you, after that, I got to go to work. But nothing more important to me than being a mother. So I said, okay, you know what? Don't worry. I got this. Every morning, nobody could tell what I was doing when I went to work, because that was my greatest joy. That helped me out to get my day started, is watching my daughter go to school so happy. We jumped around. We read dictionaries, and when she said a word wrong, we laughed about it, and we went on. And the reason why we laughed about it is because I don't want her to feel like if the kids teases her or anything like that, that she should feel ashamed, because make it like they're laughing with her. So I would laugh at little stuff to make her feel comfortable. And one thing I always wanted to do is build her confidence. So I'd be like, reading in school and math is not going to beat us. We're going to what? She'd be like, beat it. And she would go to school every day, and I'd be like, have a good day. And I would hug her, kiss her on her forehead, and say, love you, have a great day. You're awesome, you're amazing, you're beautiful. Every single day. And the one day, the carpool lady beat up, she came in, she was like, ha, ha, ha. I was like, what happened? She said, I beat you, I finally beat you. She'd been trying her hardest to beat me at being at the school before I did. But the one day she was successful, but through the whole year, I beat her there every single day, because I had to spend time with my kid. So we went in the IEP program up until 6th grade, which has been wonderful, because I have seen a difference. But before when they was talking about the IEP program, just to make sure that I had my ducks in a row, I had went and got her occupational therapy to make sure that wasn't it. I got her vision checked to make sure that wasn't it. I got her hearing checked and make sure that wasn't it. And I did every kind of test that you could possibly think of for them, so they could see that it's an underlying issue, but it's not these problems. So we won't have to go back and forth. I already did the whole thing for us. And at first I thought it was dyslexia, but they say here they don't test for dyslexia. So I'm like, it's got to be something. But I said, okay, but if y'all don't test for it, let's just do what we can do. So after we did that, and the teachers and the principals met with me, and we talked, and we had a good time. So finally, her speech has gotten better. So she's ending her 6th grade year, and we had our final for the year with all the teachers together. And she finally did another test, even though it was COVID. She got to go into the school and do her final test for that year. and the teacher called me up while I was on lunch break. I forgot all about the meeting, so I had to hurry up and hang up. I had to hurry up and put my phone off on video and try to push my food to the side so they didn't know I was eating. But I went on and let them see, we was talking, and they said, we don't really see that she needs the IEP program no more. And they was like, you know what, you should pat yourself on the back, because a lot of kids don't graduate out the IEP program, and we don't have that many parents that's help out with their kids like you do. And I said, hold on, don't forget, it's not just it's me, my daughter, and my husband. We all join as a team. We're a force. So when one fall off, the other one pick up. And my daughter has been a big help, because I think with my oldest, sitting there during COVID season, when she with her laptop and she see me frustrated, she tells her sister, come sit right here. And she's doing her homework while she's in college online. She got her sister there, and by her sister watching her, it makes her push stronger. So I was so thankful for my oldest one, because you don't get that type of help all the time. So now she graduated the IEP program. So in the 7th grade, we're actually going to watch her to see how she's doing, to see if we need to put her back, or to see what we need to do with her going in the 7th grade. So when she's going in the 7th grade, I don't want her to fall short. Even though it's summertime, we have fun, but I still need her to be up on par, because I don't want the teacher to point at her for reading, and yet she don't understand. Like, she don't understand reading, she don't understand the words or anything like that. So with me with her IEP program, I'm like, oh no, we're gonna keep on working at home. So my oldest one bought her and her sister this book right here. And it's called The Unintentional Adventures of the Bland Sister. So it was $1.99 at Ollie's. So my daughter bought these 2 books right here. And as a mom, my brain started kicking in, like, what can I do to help my child out? So I said, hold on, y'all, what happened to me? Like, join me in, I'm ready. So we wind up getting 3 books. We got 3 of the same books. So with us having 3 of the same books, what happens is, each one of us have our own books, and we read it. And when we read it, we all agreed to read 1 chapter a day. And when we read 1 chapter a day, we come together and discuss it. So my daughter was like, the baby girl was like, almost like a book club. I said, yes, sweet pea, almost like a book club. And why we all read a chapter a day, because I want to make sure that she understands what she's reading, because I'm not sure if she just read it to herself, or you read it by yourself and she read it by herself. I don't know if she understanding. So I want to make sure that she's understanding what she read, and also she knows every word that she's reading, and then she get the concept of the chapter that she read. So we got a book that's not really pictures, that's mostly, if it do have a picture, it'd be like this, or there's another picture, or something like this. This is chapter books. So I wanted her to start reading chapter books, because when she still read these little kids books, yes, it's going to be like, oh, well, I can look at the pictures. No, we're not looking at the pictures. We're trying to advance to 7th grade. So ever since we've been doing this book club, we did finish this book. So we're finally finished our first book. We're working on our second one, and this is our second one. And we got 3 of them from Ollie's for $2.99. Thank you, Ollie's. And it's the same thing, a little bit of pictures, but I must say, ever since she's been reading these books, she has came a long way. And I mean down to reading it, understanding it. So when we come together as questions, I'll be like, all right, sweet pea, it's up to you. You tell us what you read. And then when she falls short, I'll be like, hey, what about this part? What about this part? You forgot that part yet? And then sometimes I'll tell her something that's an error, just to see if she catch me. And she'll flip to the book and she'll be like, because right here it said. And I'm like, oh, okay, let me see. Oh, yeah, you're right. I said, so you did a good job, sweet pea. So I like for her to read this, and we read it together, so she don't feel like she's doing it alone. Because sometimes when you're making your kids read, they don't want to read if they feel like they're doing it alone. And I told her she's not by herself, we're in this together. So I also picked up, because we're going to do a little bit more too, like cursive writing. We got some cursive writing here, because a lot of times our kids is in school. Let me hold it up a little closer. So we got different cursive writing things, because a lot of times in school, our kids do not learn about cursive no more. So how are they supposed to write a signature if they don't have cursive writing down pat? Don't worry, we're here to help them. So I don't know. Okay, so that's the cursive. So we got a couple cursive papers that we're doing, and also I'm gonna teach her about time. So the old school clocks, we got things where we're challenging each other. So I print up the same paper that she gets. So when she gets one, I get one. And I sit down and I time her. I'm like, come on, all right, the first one get done. All right, come on, let's go. Who gonna beat us? Who gonna be first? And I'm challenge her to do the same thing I'm doing, but I know what I'm doing, but I want to see if she know. And I'm trying to get her to move a little faster so that way she can get the concept of rolling. So that way we can become that straight A student, because I always tell her that she's going to become a straight A student. And I can't expect for her to do it on her own if I don't do what I need to do. And remind you, I'm not a reader, but for my child, I'm a reader. So also we got these little passages that we got. So I printed these up online for free. I don't know if you can see that, but it got little questions at the bottom. This got little questions and answers. See, this is the empty one, and this is the one that has the answers. So I printed up 2 a piece because I'm gonna give her one, and we're gonna do it together, and we're gonna come together and see what our answers look like. But yeah, she's still reading, she's still understanding, and I want to see if she can get the answers right, because in 7th grade she's gonna have to know that. And to each of you parents out there, whether you're a father, whether you're a mother, you got this. It is so hard when you have a child with some kind of disability, whether they even don't have none. It's hard out here, but you can't give up on your kids. And I mean, I literally cried. I beat myself up. I cried to sleep. I always thought it was me. What did I do wrong? I'm sorry. I asked God for forgiveness for whatever it was, the reason why she's having a hard time. But I had to tell myself too, it could have been worse. So we just gonna take it as one day at a time, and we're gonna move through it, and we're gonna smile through this, because you can't be bitter about anything. We're gonna smile through it. We're gonna embrace this, because this is our star. We're gonna embrace it. So with my oldest one, she's in this too. So right now I think she's on vacation, but I think she still took her book with her to read her chapters. So I'm not sure. I don't think she's going to be able to read it, but I'm thinking she did take it with her. But also, I'm going to try to take a financing class so I can teach them about finances. I'm also going to, I'm going to work with the oldest one with finances too, but I also wrote down times. Like right now, I printed out some timetables where we're going to work on timetables together, to where we doing it together, because we're a team. We are a team. Break it down. Break it down. Ooh. So we're a team. We're not in this together. It's not one person. It's not 2 person. We're in it together. We're in it to win it. So with these little things like this can really help. And when you're helping your child do it, and when you're doing it with them, and you're making it entertaining, it makes it easier for them. And not that it's going to be like that for school, but it makes them want to do it. So hopefully by our lessons on her days on the summer, but hopefully by when she gets to school, she'll be wanting to do it, because I don't want her to feel like she's in there. And I always tell her, either you could be whatever you want to be. You could be successful if you want to be successful. You could be that straight A student or B student, whatever you want to be. As long as you want to be it and you put it forth the effort. I'm just here. I'm just a cheerleader, but you have to want to do it. So with these little easy passages and stuff like this that's going, even though it's not 7th grade, but at the same time it's helped build her motor skills, and how they said she really doing good, and how they was complimenting us on parenting. It really helped out a lot. It lets me know that I'm doing my job. And I go to work, and my coworkers always ask me, how do you have the energy? Because I go to work. Well, I deal with her. I do this stuff with her. I go to work. I have a good time. I deal with my patients. I enjoy every bit of it. And yet I still come home and do my motherly duties and get back to YouTube. Got to do this because this is what I like to do. So I don't want to fall short on what I like to do, and I don't want to fall short on my child. So I just put together little stuff. My coworker helps me print it out, and we do little stuff because I want her to win. It's nothing like helping your child win. And I hope this video can inspire somebody else with a child that has, I'm going to say a little special, I don't want to say it. I don't want to say special needs, but they have a child with a little issue. Because guess what? That issue could turn to something inspirational or a testimony for somebody else. Because what somebody else see as a problem, we see as our child being unique. Because I don't call them a child with problems. I call them a unique kid. Because guess what? It's something in that kid that kid keep pushing that will help us grow as parents, as adults, as humans, as whatever goes on in them kids, it helps us out as human. And we can't, because they don't see a problem in nothing. They go out here, they have fun, they smile, they enjoy in life, not knowing that they have a problem. So why can't we? So with this being said, I hope this video helps somebody else out. I wish that it goes so far to where if you have any questions or something, you can always leave it in the comments. I do answer back. I'm the one answering to all my stuff. And if you like this video, just hit like and subscribe. But don't be shy. Come on back. Share it with a friend. Share it with a friend. But if you know somebody that has a problem with their kids that's in IEP program or has special needs, don't give up. Please help push them, because even when a parent feel like they broken because of their kids, they always need somebody to help them out, to lean on their shoulder, to cry, to do something. Be there for them. Be there for them, because it's nothing like having this emotional support team. Because I used to go in my daughter's room and my oldest one, and I'm like, how? What did I do wrong? She's like, Mom, you ain't do nothing wrong. I'm like, I did something wrong, because this shouldn't have to happen to her. This is not her fault. And I'm like, oh my gosh, is it because of this? Is it because of that? Then I go back to me and being pregnant. Is it because of this? And yet I'm telling myself all this because I want to not see the problem as if it's a problem. I want to see it as, that it's because of this. But until I learn to face it and to be like, okay, this is what it is. This is what it's going to be. We got this. When I start seeing it as that, man, when I tell you, I am so proud of us. Even my oldest, when she gave me a little inspiration to go ahead, and she bought her and her sister a book. And when I said, let's join in, when I tell you this is, and it's also bonding time. This is a lot of bonding time when we sit there and we read together. Everybody in their own room, and then we come together, because a lot of times these kids be on their cell phone, they TVs, they anything. And they're so busy into that they don't bond. We don't bond with them like that, because they're in their own little world. But by us reading a chapter per day and we coming together as a group, like a book club, we actually bonding, and we laugh about the story, and we understand the story to the end. Like, what you think will happen? What? But now I got to work on the what, when, why, hows, and trying to read a chapter. Why did this happen? When did this happen? What you think gonna happen next? Huh? Do you understand how this happened? So I got to work on the what, the W's, the what, when, how, who, whatever, and how. I got to start working on that, because then I got to learn how to get her to that point. And then eventually I want to get her to write little paragraphs, so I can see if she's writing paragraphs, whether she's repeating herself or what we got to write on. And remind you, I'm not an English person, but my daughter loves English, so hopefully she'll help her mom out. Girl, help your mom out. But now she's a real good big sister, and she comes through. She really helps me out with a lot of stuff. She keeps me grounded. So with this, so hopefully when we start doing the paragraphs, hopefully when she get done doing the paragraphs, we take it and split it up. Like, okay, you read this, tell me how you think this should go, where are the words at, and we can help her with trying to build paragraphs, because eventually she gonna need a job, and I don't want her to sound real crazy on her application. I want her to know how to do this, and when they say signature, she'll learn how to do a check. She will know how to do a lot of things that we use in everyday life that they took away in school. That's why we're learning the clock, because a lot of times I have patients it's a Medicare physical, and we're doing clocks, and yet they look at their watch to see about the number 12, the number 6, and going on around the clock. Yet they're peaking, because yet they so used to digital that now we forgot how to use a regular clock. And you never know, if your clock in the house, you got a regular clock and you got a digital, and your digital mess up, you're not going to be able to know how to read the clock. So I don't want her to be like that. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to go back old school to where we was at, and trying to pick up little things like, like I said, the clock reading and little stuff. It don't have to be a lot. Just going on and do the little stuff that we need to help push our kids. And even if you have a smart kid, just be there for them, like, and let them know that it's okay. Because even with her, I bought little treats when she got a good grade at school. We bought little stuff. I even bought we even made a little, what is it, like a little glass, like a glass pipe with drawing. My daughter drew it, and at the bottom we crossed off each line out of the little tube, and it says at the bottom, it said, way to go, you did it, you got this, and we went all the way up, and we went from 10 words to 20 words, 30 words, and if she got 10 words correct without missing none, she got to color it in with the she got to color it in with the crayon. So when she got to color it in with the crayon, guess what? I had went to the dollar store and I bought all these little dollar gifts. Not that she understood that they was a dollar, but they was dollar gifts. So I let her color it off. But if she got the 10 correct, she colored it out. And then she got to pick a prize in the prize box. And remind you, 10. You go to the dollar store, 10 gifts is $10. So that's really not nothing. Then if she got 20, plus, with the 10, plus the 10, she got to still remember the 10. Then she got to also get to 20, so she got to remember them 10 plus another 10. If she get it correct, then she take a different color and she color it in. And on this side, it probably said, oh, you did a great job. Right on this side, it said, you did it. You did a great job. Now you color it off. Now you get to pick another prize. Then we'll keep on going up the chart and try to get as many as we can. And it was starting from the sight words that the teacher wrote for us. The teacher wrote us the sight words. I printed it out and I had a copy in my car. I had a copy at home. So if I forgot it at home, I had it in my car over top of the visor. So therefore, when we forgot it at home, honey, guess what? I took it off the visor. Let's go. And we sat on the bench and we went over the words. So therefore, if she see it, she understood it. If she see it, she understood it. Even going to the little kid dictionary, apple. I'm like, how you see this say apple, A-P-P-L-E. You see the picture of the apple? That's what it is. It's an apple. Put apple with the word apple. And not that I'm a teacher or anything like that, but I know my child needed me, and I was not going to fail at her needing me. So we did this every single day. There's not a day to go by. It didn't matter if I was tired. I could be dog tired from work. I would still come home, and you would have thought that I was never at work because I would come home, let's go, let's go, let's go. And she'd be like, all right, let's go. Even still today. We didn't get to our 4th chapter in our book yet, but right now she made me a little bookmarker, which you can see right here. And what I did was, this is how many pages we have to read today. So this is chapter 4 in our new book. So we'll read this whole chapter and then we'll discuss it. So we'll come through and we'll discuss that later on about our chapter. And then she'll tell me what she read and to see if she understood it. But when I tell you, I say I may suck at a lot of jobs, but being a parent ain't going to be one. Baby, just like you. We may suck at any kind of job we want to, but your parenting skills is what matter. And don't worry about what nobody else said, because what is for you, it's for you. You don't have to worry about nobody talking about your parent skills, or if your parent skills wasn't this and your parent skills wasn't that. It ain't for them. When he give you a test, it's a test for you and your child, and you know your child. Just don't ever give up and feel like you want to break. Because when the day that you break, you're breaking with you and your kid. It's no such thing as break. Even though I sat there and I cried many days, but I always thought, and when I'm crying, how can I help my child? How can I fix it? But let me tell you something, parents, we got this. These are our future. We got this. And if we have to lean on each other, we got this. So we're going to do what we got to do. And just remember, life is like batteries. You get a positive, and when you go to put them batteries in that remote control, you got positive and negative. It doesn't say negative and negative. So every negative situation has a positive. We just have to find it. Even though our kids going through a struggle, guess what? The beautiful thing is we can help them out to get them to that level to where they can be successful, to where they can understand, where they can be on their own, to where they can have that knowledge, they can work a job. But if we don't do it and we don't help them out, we can't ask for them to win. We can't ask for them to do it by ourselves. So let's take our time, even if it's 5-10 minutes. Let's take our time to build our empire. And our empire is our kids. And guess what? As long as you do that, you will never be alone. And guess what? As long as you want to sit up here and tell your story, let your story be somebody else's testimony. Don't hold this all to yourself, because this is a testimony. And I debated whether I wanted to do this video or not, because it's a private moment with me and my child. But also, it could be inspiring for somebody else. So, like I said, if you like this video, hit like and subscribe, and don't be shy. Share with a friend. Share with a friend. Whoa, share with a friend. Whoa. So we got this. And please don't give up on your children. Please, because our kids is our future. And guess what? They deserve every bit of our attention and our love. And I really do appreciate those who watch this channel, those who enjoy our videos, those who like our videos, those who subscribe to our channel. We greatly appreciate you. And guess what? We got this. We are all together. All right, so you have a good one. And remember, life is like batteries. See ya.